Okay, the live stream has been initiated. Let's check in and see what's going on. We are up and live on Twitch, checking in on Kick, and we are up and live on Kick YouTube. We are connected and live on YouTube and Facebook. We got to hit that go live button. Starting up and 3, 2, 1, 0, 0. We are live on Facebook. Welcome everybody to the Sam Crescent art stream featuring me, Sam Crescent, coming at you live from the Sam Crescent studio in Southern California. I am working on my comic book Strength Monsters, an action-packed adventure buddy book about two pro wrestlers who also happen to be monsters that have to defend their legacy, and they go on adventures together. I'm not going to sit here and explain it. Instead, we're going to start drawing. Let's get this party started, and it already has begun. It is Saturday, May 9th, 2026. This is day 21 in a row of every single day getting up on here and throwing up a live art stream. How many days will I continue this for? Well, we will see. It's going to be difficult because tomorrow we have Rose Bowl Flea Market. I will be there bright and early. I will have to get up somewhere in the middle of the night in order to traverse and travel to the said location. Once I'm there, it's going to be several hours of setting up the booth. Once the booth is all set up and in action, I will hopefully be making lots of art sales. I will have my t-shirts, stickers, comics, patches, prints, blacklight reactive prints, glow-in-the-dark prints, screen prints, all manner original art, all manner of awesome stuff. If you are in the area, Pasadena, Los Angeles, wherever you may be dwelling, and you feel like coming by Rose Bowl, I am in booth 827. Feel free to stop by, hang out, say hi, buy stuff, whatever you want. No pressure, no obligation, but that's what's going on. I will be back in the early evening from Rose Bowl, and if I can, I'm going to try to continue the streak and at least do 30 minutes live, 40 minutes live, something before I go to bed, so that I can keep the streak going. Eventually, it will have to end. I have other conventions and obligations coming up. For example, the next weekend after Rose Bowl, I will be at Comic Fest. Is that what it's called? Comic Fest? Or is it called Comic Fan Fusion? I think it's called Comic Fan Fusion. I will be at Comic Fan Fusion. That's a pop culture comic book convention in Ontario, California. And that's going to be 2 days. Those are going to be long days. But if I can figure it out, I will do what I can to keep the live streak going, to keep making daily progress and forward momentum on my comic book, my drawing, and illustration. Right now, this is simply a warm-up, and it's not going well. These circles, I'm trying to keep them in between the lines. I'm trying to keep them symmetrical, and I'm trying to keep the... now I can't even think of my art vocabulary terms anymore. So I'm going to use normal people terms. I'm trying to keep the size. It's proportions. In art, we say proportions. I'm trying to keep the proportions of each circle even in its said row. This is just to get my drawing brain turned on, to get things going, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's just keep the show rolling. And it is May 9th, Saturday, big day today. I've got a lot to do to prepare for Rose Bowl tomorrow. I have my son's 14th birthday that we're going to be celebrating later on, and well as many other things that need to be dealt with and taken care of. Let's just freehand some more circles here. Freehand some circles, working both directions, left and right. Just getting the drawing brain up and going, working on my dexterity, control, skill, whatever you call this. We're doing it. So this is still we're in phase one of, I'm calling this the Sam Crescent Art multi-stream, because we are streaming multiple places across multiple platforms. To improve the phase, I still have not been able to configure the chat so that I can see the chat from all platforms in one location. I will get that taken care of this next week. That's the next goal. And then the next goal after that is to bring TikTok online and start streaming every day on TikTok, along with the other 4 channels that I'm currently streaming to. Then the next phase is I want to set up a traditional art stream. So that's going to require me to set up in a different way so that I can have a webcam over my work. And then the non-digital art, I will be able to stream that as well. That is the goal, so that whenever when I am working, not all the time, but at least a chunk of all my daily work, I'll be able to stream it, I'll be able to document it, I'll be able to record it and have it saved and archived for posterity. It is kind of a ridiculous thing sometimes to think about, because I'm like, well, after I'm long gone, will anybody actually want to go back and watch these streams? Most likely not. Will anybody even care enough about me or my body of work that these streams would be of any value or importance? Most likely they won't be. And that's kind of what I'm finding with some of the vloggers that I used to watch that have passed away, is unfortunately their vlogs, they actually don't have much posterity going back and looking at their vlogs or anything, and it just kind of dies, and the body of work they produce just sits dormant. Now, the real content is not the stream for me. The stream is just a byproduct. It's a little different than a vlogger. The real content for me is the actual body of work that I'm producing in the stream. So it's not quite the same. I'll keep talking about this subject, but I'm going to move on with the drill. And I was looking at Bridgman's book the other day, The Complete Guide to Drawing from Life. So George Bridgman has... there's like a complete George Bridgman now, but I've got the old PDFs. And in the Complete Guide to Drawing from Life, he has a really interesting breakdown of the structure of the neck that I'm going to draw it here. So what he does is he's got this rectangle in perspective like this. And this is pretty cool. I was just looking at this and I saw it and I was like, oh, I want to draw that. So there's several things that I'm kind of excited about drawing. This is still part of the warm-up. This is not producing work, but I do find it helpful to do these warm-ups. Then he's got another rectangle in perspective lifted up this way. Okay, so this, he's got this coming here. And it's coming out right about there and down. This is pretty cool here. And then he's got this object here coming like this off this rectangle, comes down. This is a cool shape here that I feel like, and it turns. Okay, I did this shape wrong, so let's correct it. He brings it out here more, so it overlaps the edge of that rectangle. And wasn't paying attention, and now I am. So we're gonna get this right. It goes like that, and then it curves down and ends down here. And then he's got it going like that. And then he did some rendering lines like this to just kind of indicate that form is going down, and he Did some lines here to just indicate that that's the side plane. I really dislike that scribbly line look. So let's just kind of do something like that. And we'll take out this line there and these ones because they're not in his. So he's got that. Then right here, he's got this attachment point like this. And then we've got this slingshot that comes. Now let's see. He's going to bifurcate it right through about there to the middle of this. And then it comes back into that attachment spot. Kind of comes around like that. Pretty neat. And then we'll take out these lines here because he does not have them in. But I'm just drawing through the shapes. Not going to worry about anything much more. And then this one's here. And there. So I thought that, oh, that's pretty interesting. Now let's do the next one. Okay, so we've got that. I'm gonna draw exactly Bridgman's diagram. So we're gonna draw this again. Here. Hold on a minute. Do this again. Get this a little bigger here. Okay, so we've got, again, I'm just going to reproduce this and we'll draw it twice in a row so that we get practice on perspective, proportions, volumetric design, wedging, shape relationships, all types of things like that. And not really happy with that because this is a longer rectangle than this, and in the Bridgman one these rectangles are the same. So let's fix it. There we go. That's much better, I think. Then we've got this wedge shape. It overlaps, comes across, and then it wraps down, comes up. Let's do that a little bit more accurately. And then there. And then we've got this insertion point, slingshot there, and coming through the other side. Okay, so now from here, he's gonna build on this, and let me erase off these extra lines so that it stays clear. And let's see if we can build this out. So out of this, we've got this V shape here. Okay. And then from here, he makes a V here. And we got this shape here. And then it's going to come this way here. Down and up like that. And then we have an ear right here. All right. Now, there's this one here that comes off like that. That's there. This thickens and thins. So we fix that. This one also should thicken a little bit. Oops. Pen. Okay. So we got that. Now we have a chin here coming up. And this is the under part of the neck. and this turns under here. So he's got some rendering to indicate that. This is inside here. This he's got rendered up like that. This is the back of the neck. And then this is coming up behind the ear. Let me get that better. It's more here. And then, and I'm going to bring this out more because it looks too weak compared to the other one. Okay. Now we've got the back of the skull here. And it kind of comes up and around. Let's get the big overall shape of this head. Like that. Okay, those proportions are still off, but we'll fix it. So we're going to sweep up here. Come back, and we're going to get the side plane of this head here. So there we go with that one. Now we've got this mouth, which is a muzzle here. Like this. This is me. This is not Bridgman right now. Bridgman just has kind of like these lips indicated here. My pin just disappeared on me. Come back to me. Okay, so we have these lips here. And kind of under the lip. That. And then we've got this nose. It looks a little off though. See the angle of this, angle of this. Pretty close. Could bring that out a little bit. Oh, that's my alarm telling me that it's 7 a.m. But it is Saturday, so I don't have to go wake people up today. So we can just keep working. So this nose, it's kind of just got, you know, we can just put a nose in. Doesn't matter if it's exactly Bridgman's nose. We'll put our nose in. And it's going to come back into the skull. We're going to put the... I forgot the name of this part of the nose. All of a sudden, I used to know it. Now I forgot. And we have the brow. There. Clean that line up. And then he puts in the socket of the eye, the orbital socket here. Like that. So we'll move that there. Okay, and then the forehead comes up, turns back, and kind of has a shape here, kind of a plane there. You can kind of connect this here. And I feel like this guy needs a little bit more skull back here. Like that. You can push this chin out a little bit more here. This is to me, this was a pretty interesting kind of diagram. And so this here's another thing that's a little off on mine that's different on Bridgman's, is this should be up a little bit more. So let's just move this ear a little higher up. Bring this back, move this ear up a little higher. Because we want it, it needs to come around. This is going to come around here, and this is going to come around there. And so I'll place the ear maybe about there. I don't know. That's maybe too high up because the head is tilted. So try that. That's too high. I can see it right away. Way too high. I just needed to move it maybe here. There we go. And so that's kind of it. Bring that. We could bring this part of his face out more too if we wanted. That's maybe too much, but that's pretty much the what he was creating with that. So I thought that was pretty neat. And it's a pretty good way to structure the neck. Now there's another drawing next to this one, and we'll do it because this one he really starts dissecting the neck. So we'll draw in the schematic again of the neck here. We're doing this rectangle that's in perspective with another rectangle coming up. Okay. Then we've got this piece here. Comes down. We've got this here, and I'm trying not to look at Bridgman's reference or anything now, because we want to commit these shapes to memory, so we kind of, the structure to memory, so that when we are drawing from our imaginations, we have it. Now, let's erase off the extra lines really quick just to keep this organized. And we're gonna draw in, he's in this one, he actually brings the head up further. So we're gonna bring this up here more, like that. So this is gonna be doing that more, this sort of ramp, like a bridge or something, like an upside down bridge or a U shape. I don't know what that is. And then he does an angle here and here. So you've got that here. So there's this shape in here that's like a, you know, some kind of a V shape like that. It's like a Star Trek symbol or something. Now, it goes from this corner up here and here, and then cut it across. Take all this out. Got this new shape here. And we've got the chin up here. So this is an interesting way of constructing a head that I have not done before. It kind of brings out the mandible here, just the jaw. And then we've got this coming here and going up and back for the jaw, other side. Now let's erase this off. So this is, and then let's see, he's got this coming back and around behind the ear. We're gonna thicken thin it. Well, that's maybe too much. Just a tad. And what else? Now he kind of fleshes out the neck a little bit. He's got a line coming here a little bit like that, showing that this plane like probably kind of turns. And then we've got this neck coming down here and inserts it like that. And he's got the trap coming out there. He's got the tendon that comes off the, so he's showing the collarbone right in here. And then there's this tendon here that comes off of it. Let's get that in. And interesting, he brings this through like that. And that's kind of thickened there. So there's a whole whole structure of the neck that I thought was really kind of interesting. I haven't drawn that one before. I drew the other Bridgman book mostly. So now what we can do is, let's see if we can rotate this shape around and figure out how to draw this from a different angle. So let's say we turn it this way. Let me see. We've got it here. Let's see here. Which way should I rotate? Maybe I'll rotate it here. That's going to be really hard if I just switch it all the way to the other side. So let's go with a straight view to start. So literally, we can draw our rectangle. A couple different angles. So I'll do it on these two here. And I'm going to have to move this down so I don't run into my other drawing. Now we've got this block coming up here. And maybe it should be a little higher. They're proportionally about the same size, these two blocks. And then this side, the block's going to be around here. And this is taking a lot of, I mean, these are basic shapes, but it still takes a bit of concentration because I am not a virtuoso illustrator. So I still have to think about stuff. So something like that. We'll take out the extra lines here so we just kind of keep it organized. Now we get the slingshot. Maybe that needs to come up a little higher. So that one there. Then on this side, that's a pretty bad line right there. Let's get this in here. All right, we've got something like that. Let's see if we can clean this up a little bit. Okay. We'll turn this shape form down, the rendering. Now, what's next? This shape, I guess. Let's start with some easy stuff. So, collarbone here. Tendon. That's simple. I mean, I guess we're looking straight on, so we might as well do the other side as well. Even here, you'd have something going like that. All right, then we've got this shape here coming out of here, so this is where things are getting tricky. Is he has here. You know, we'll thicken this up the way it's supposed to be. Thicken this one up the way it's supposed to be. All right, so I'm just thickening that up so it's the size it's supposed to be. And then essentially it's just like a diamond shape, kind of. The chin here. And the chin's going to be turning up like this. See how that looks. Nope, that angle's off. Let's get there. Close enough. Let's get it on this one. So on this one, come back. All right, we've got, we've got this shape and we just need to reverse it. So it's going to come here. Like that. So you just took this shape and flipped it to the other side. A little more, not as easy done as said, but we did do it. So clean this up a little bit so you can see where we are now. I'm going to maybe move this one down and over so I don't run into my other drawing. Okay, so we got the structure there. Now what? Now we've got this jaw. Comes from there, and we have another plane there. And then we've got the neck coming down. What is this one? Oh, I see. This is the... I mean, this is going to be back here. And you'd have the ear somewhere around there, I guess. Neck comes down here. And then this is that. Traps there. There. Now we could, I'm going to put in the head structure in a minute. Let's get this side. So on this one, it's like the ears would be somewhere around here. That would be going behind the ears. We need to get the jaw. So the jaw would be here and there. Something like that. We'd have the neck coming down here and there. Yeah, we'd have this shape here. That would be our neck in there. This would be this part of the jaw here. And then we'd have this mouth here. So let's do the mouth on this guy. So it'd be something like this. Because that's the chin right there. So you have the mouth there. I'm going to move this stuff up out of the way. on this side. Kind of goes in and up. The mouth there. Okay, now we've got the nose. Be here, something like this. Hold on a minute, that's way off. He's something just like right here, like that. You can see it like that. It'd be. And this one. Those would be there. And then the skull is back here. This view here is hard. It's usually do something like that. That. Get these planes of the face down. Okay, then we've got the we can do this kind of side plane of the head here. Get that a little more accurate. The nose would come in like that here, and then we've got the eye orbital sockets about there. Okay. Ear is still right about here. We could also do a side plane kind of like that too. Now we've got the brow in here. Top of the head plane coming over. And then let's make sure we've got enough skull on this guy. Maybe that's a little bit of an alien head. We'll go with the Bridgman way and just did a straight line like that. So we're able to rotate it that way. And it's okay. Definitely I need to practice this. This is very hard drill because we're taking a bunch of different shapes and interlocking them together. But it's a good exercise to do for sure. So now when it comes to this one, the eyes will be somewhere in here, very close together. The brow here. Pretty much it. And then ears are down here. This is a pretty whacked out head. I got to get some reference for this extreme angle. I don't even know if you'd see. This is almost like an alien. So this is a thing from Riley. From the Riley method is you can they'll put the eyeball in, and then you wrap around your actual eyelids and stuff, wrap around the eyeball. And I'm just going to drop some Riley rhythms on this to see. Might help me fix it up a little bit. There. This is a Loomis thing here. This side plane of the head like this. That's a Riley rhythm right there. And there's another one that goes like that. That face isn't too bad. Let's get this one here. Let's just put in the Riley rhythms and see kind of what we're dealing with. So this would be the muzzle of the mouth, the nose, forehead, orbital socket, chin, ear, ear. So I'm moving this ear over a little bit to there. And then we've got this side plane of the head, which would be somewhere around there. I don't know, man. This is like a weird alien head. Well, I'm going to have to work on that super extreme upshot. I think you wouldn't see this much face is the problem with an upshot that's this extreme. All right. Well, that's it for the warm up. Been going for 41 minutes. I gotta start drawing my comic book. All right. We're still drawing background characters for the final scene of this page. Check in on the chat and nothing, nothing, and nothing. I didn't expect it to be that way. All right. So what we've got here in this scene is, oops. What's happening in this scene is there's a lot of characters going on. So these are all the main characters, and then all the characters I'm drawing now are just background characters that I'm filling in. And the reason these background characters, I'm drawing them fully in, is so that when it's animated, we can parallax the scene, which is going to be really neat. So right now, I've got to get this military guy drawn in. Now, this guy is a good guy now. So that's cool. And let's give him a name, and we're going to call him Joe Rad. Line art Joe T-Rad. T-Rad stands for Total Rad. Okay, now we'll just start with our, after doing those super difficult Bridgman things, this should feel like a piece of cake. Because this is just a simple cartoon, you know? I don't even know what kind of helmet this is, but I'll take it. This is an operator's helmet. And you operate with this helmet on when you are in combat. Let's get to the dead weight pen. And we'll continue on. Now, I'm trying to remind myself of what I was talking about before I had to really concentrate down hard on all that Bridgman stuff. But excuse me. But that Bridgman stuff is no joke. And when it comes to things of that nature, I'm not joking around. No. We'll get this guy in here. And got to give him a little bit of a smile because he's happy. See what we can do with this dude. Oh. actually did a pretty good lay-in of this thing already, so there's not too much to solve while I'm drawing this. Give it a little bit of stuff there. There's a lot to do here. I wanted to shade that on that side. I think we wanted to shade it on the other side. Now he's got all this gear here, so we'll just kind of start drawing whatever it is. Canisters, utility pockets. Some seams in there. Not even sure what these are. So I'm just kind of making it up. But we'll put some wires coming through like that too. So there's some kind of equipment that I just made up. And we'll go here. Honestly, these background characters are, for me, not that fun to draw. I'd rather be drawing my hero characters. I'd rather be drawing my anthropomorphic animals and stuff like that. So this is kind of where the discipline has to come in, and you just have to trudge through the stuff that you don't feel like drawing, but you have to draw it anyway. I understand what this was. I didn't even know what this was when I was drawing it. Now I do. Basically just a strap. All right, let's see here. Oops. Uh, put all the shadows in here when I get done with them. No. Get all that going. What is going on here? Okay, so arm. Make the drapery kind of wrap around, coming through here. Elbow. Cuff. And this would all be kind of, we'll render it down a little bit. All right, let's get this hand in. Fix this a little bit. So this page, though, I've probably been stuck on this page for, well, less than 20 days. Probably 2 weeks, though. Or somewhere close to. Because this is day 21 of streaming every single day. And I was on a different page than this when I started the stream up, doing the daily stream. What I was saying about vloggers, though, is I don't know how much the back catalog really gets watched, especially after they pass away. But what I do think will happen is they'll have a snapshot of a place at a specific time in a specific year. So like years from now, decades from now, a long time from now, 100 years, that footage could be really kind of valuable because you would see the world and what it looked like from such a long time ago. However, the era we're in now is there's no shortage of footage. It's like everybody's documenting and recording everything. And, the last couple of generations, like we know it's been the most recorded kind of generations in the history. And will other generations continue to, I don't know what's going on with this hand, man. Whatever he's holding, he's not going to be holding it anymore because it's just confusing. So let's just draw a hand here. No, I don't want to do that. Well, no. It's like this last part of the hand needs to be something like that. Gosh. It's a weird hand. Let's get these knuckles in here. Weird hand. And this arm is like way longer than this arm. Let's fix that. And should I just keep this guy looking weird? I am, because he's just a background character. So it's not, I don't want to make this thing take a million more years, this page, than it has to, because there's so much work to get done. That's a knee pad. Make the other one. Yeah, so with the fact that so much has been recorded, though, I don't know how valuable all the recordings will be because it's not going to be rare. So, for example, if you can find footage from the '80s, footage from the the '90s, even stuff like that, before everybody had a camera in their pocket, um, there's a lot of value there because not everybody was recording everything back then. I mean, nobody was, and I I wish I would have recorded more stuff from that era. Why is his crotch so low? That's what I don't understand. Let's fix that. See if that's any better. Yeah, that's better. It doesn't look quite so weird now. All right, well, this guy's almost done. Which is good. There we go. All right, let's do the silhouette value on this guy. I think 6 is what we were doing on most of these characters. These background characters. Yeah, I'd say one of the number one things that helped me the most with my art was getting control of my sleep. That sounds weird, but learning to get up and early and fall asleep when I at night was massive. level up for me, because then it allowed me to take control of my day-to-day schedule, and I can get way more done. So I know a lot of people that they can't sleep at night. They're insomnia. Then they end up on really weird schedules. And there's an argument that, well, I work at night. I work till 2 a.m. or something like that. I know people that do that. And if that's your process and it's working, fine. But it wasn't working for me. Like I've done that schedule where you work till like 1 or 2 a.m. And your work hours become like 8 o'clock at night till like 2 a.m. That's a 6-hour day right there. So maybe you start at 7, even 6, and you're working a night shift, more or less. There's nothing wrong with that, but as long as you have control over it, because it's going to be different. Each life circumstance is going to be different. So when you wake up and go to sleep, it's going to vary. But if you can just get control of it so that you can get rest when you need to, you can get yourself to get up and go when you need to, you're going to find your ability to get things done, to improve, to practice, to put in your daily work and everything else is going to improve a lot. And for me, it was like I started benefiting more from getting up earlier, like 5 a.m. There was a time when I would get up at 3:30 a.m. I stopped that practice because it was aging me harshly. Like I was getting beat down. My body needed more time to recover, and I was waking up at the wrong time of the day. Because I'm also a big believer, and that's why I didn't like the 2 a.m. schedule, is because I want to be in sync with nature's rhythmic, natural rhythmic circadian whatever as much as possible. And that means when the animals, now there are nocturnal animals, right? But when the world starts going to sleep, that's when I want to be going to sleep. In sync with the sun, although I'm getting up a little before the sun comes up. It's okay. If I go from 5 a.m. to noon, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12. I put in a 7-hour day. So by noon, where most people are taking their lunch, I've worked basically a full work day. That, for me, that's exponentially more powerful, and it's been more effective than trying to starting later, not being as effective as far as my family that, got kids and stuff. They have to get woke up. They have to go to school. And I need to help with all that. So putting in that 8-hour workday early helps me a lot. Now, or a 7-hour workday. Because then I've got more flexibility in the afternoon. You have more flexibility as far as what you're going to get done. There's other things that can dictate your work schedule too, such as your job outside of art. If you have one, I do. It's only a few days a week. But when I have to do that, my schedule has to adjust for it, which is okay. All right, that guy is done. It's pretty cool. He came out just fine. Let's see, what do we have here? We've got this guy. We've got this guy. We're missing somebody. Drew him. Oh, she's with them. No, we do have her. All right, so what other characters do we need to draw here? Let's turn this on. We got a guy there. We'll do that one. That guy just got back from the beach. Let's get at least 3 characters done today, you know? And turn these off. Make a new layer, and this guy's going to be called line art. Beach Man. Okay, let's draw Beach Man. All right. Let's see here. Start here, I guess. Yeah. All right, that's all right, I guess. Well, here. This guy needs to be smiling. Yeah, let's give him his mouth. Let's do him with an open mouth. So we're gonna go like this. Man, that's awful. Let's try that again. Got like a weird haircut. Got like this weird surfer hair. He's like, "What's up, dudes? Surf's up, bro." Righteous. Weird. That's a weird chest. Those are some weird chest muscles. All right, kid. What the heck, man? It doesn't. That's not what that does. Let's go over to the shoulder girdle. The shoulder, the girdle of the shoulder. Why do they do that? No, no. It's gonna be this way. Here, here. There we go. Put the elbow in on there. Nah, keep the elbow out of that. Oh, well, I'll put it in. There's his triceps back there. And need to get a hand. Kind of the same hand I've been drawing. Let's do something else. There we go. That's something a little bit different. His hand is giving me trouble again. That's it. Now, it's a little bit long, so let's just sheet this here. That's better. All right. Well, let's see here. Get his swim trunks on him. Not too bad, not too shabby. Get that fixed up there. Okay, we'll get that there. Foot in here. I'm literally just going to keep it that simple. They're going to make his lower body a little longer too. He's a little bit. Legs are not quite the. Not quite the length they should be. Clean these lines up a little bit. They'll get picked up when I do the silhouette value. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay, we've got one arm left on this guy to draw. Cowabunga, dude. You know, it's like the original Ninja Turtles were like, they were surfer bros. They're like, oh yeah. It was that was a sign of that era, like that time in culture. That whole like surfer bro talk was. It was like what you didn't hear it that much, to be honest, but boy did they love to do parodies of it and stuff in pop culture, because it was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. They talked like surfer bros. They didn't talk like Wayne's World were metalheads, you know, different speech, metal. And then Bill and Ted were supposed to be metal, but they talk like surfers. So I don't know. Should I extend the fingers down or just leave them like as if they're curled up? Ay, ay, ay. Why do you want to give me problems on everything, man? Okay, I don't know what accent that was that I just spoke in, but it was something. It was the Belky Bartakamus accent. I thought that guy was like the best actor in the world, because I couldn't believe when I heard him talk in real life that he didn't actually talk with that accent. Because when I was a kid, I thought that was an actual legitimate real accent that guy had, that he actually, whatever language it was, that, and I didn't realize that was all made up, that it was like a made up accent, made up language, made up his island of Mepos or something like that. It's all made up stuff. All right, that's good. I'm gonna stop fussing with it. Let's get these legs, length them down so they're the right proportions here. Just cheat him down to about there. Now he's got more of a hero's build. And we can turn off this, and now we'll get the silhouette value on this dude. Just filling in background characters today for my comic book strength monsters. And right now this step is, let me start that over again. So we're just filling in background characters today for my comic book strength monsters. This step is an integral part. Let's try that again. So we're just filling in background characters today for my comic book strength monsters. This step is an integral part of the process whereby I am basically going around and reinforcing the silhouette value of the character, making sure that he has a strong and dynamic shape. The totality of this character, we want the shape to be total and cool, and that's why I'm doing this step. He will be colored, and most of the rendering and even the much of the line art will be handled. Just happened. What is this thing? All right. Let's try that again. So I'm just finishing up some background characters here today on my comic book strength monsters. And this step right here is an important part of my process where I'm reinforcing the silhouette value of the character by going around and adding some line weight to the outside lines. Then I'll go in and add some line weights to the inside lines to help kind of describe the forms here. But overall, we want the totality of this shape to be very strong, interesting, and dynamic. And this kind of gives me another pass, another way to sort of try to make sure I'm designing that all correctly. This is Surfer Bro. He's coming in. He's like, all right, dude, I just deleted him. All right, dude, we're gonna go hang some 10, bro. There's no waves today, so I'm gonna fill up my bathtub and I'm gonna hang 10 off the lip of the tub, dudes. We'll make some waves in there with the paddleboard, and I'm gonna surf from one side of my bathtub to the other side. That was the worst accent I could possibly do. I absolutely need to improve that Surfer Bro accent because that was very bad. But I don't know what else I can tell you about that. Other than right. So far, let's see. What is the status of strength monsters? Statuses were on page 102 or 103 of this story arc now. And do need to do some color adjustments at some point. Locking it in. Just locking in our illustration. All right. That guy's pretty cool, you know. Got this like weird surfer dude. All right, gotta draw one more here. Let's see. We go for an hour and 24. We're pretty warm now. You know, I said I was gonna do some line weights on this guy. Maybe I should. We'll go with the real G pen right here. And give this dude a little bit, some little line weights here and there, but really I don't know there's that much I've got to do. That's enough. I don't want to like keep working this thing. We can hit it with the color and it's gonna look pretty killer. I did start reading a book yesterday called How to Custom Paint Nearly Anything by Craig Fraser, who's a custom painting legend, and it's focusing mostly on automotive. And that guy again reversed. So I got Other fill-in characters have got to get in here. So, who should we do? We got her already. I didn't get her. We'll do this one. So do another female. It's basically this girl reversed, but we gotta make her different now. So when I was laying out the page, I just drew this one and then flipped it and put it there. And we'll just get that done. So we're gonna call her Auto Reverse. Line art reverse girl. And we're gonna have to design what she's gonna be like. Let's give her some weird clothes, man. Like, let's just get weird with this one now. You know? So she's not the same as that one. We gotta get weird with it. All right, let's start with the face, though. We've got to get the face in here. Yeah, no. Want to kind of get this shape for the eyes. Get that dropped in. Thicken that up a little bit. Eyebrows. Shadow for the nose there. The lips in here. Bring this eye in a little bit. I think it's a little too far out. Maybe that's a little too narrow. See how that is. That's going to be okay. All right. That works. Now, let's see here. We've got to do something. Get her neck in here. We got to do something different with her hair. Or maybe we'll put a helmet on her. Or, what can we do that would be cool? Leave some comments in the chat and let me know. Unfortunately, there is nobody in the chat to tell me. Let's see, there's a dude over on Kick. Hey, what's happening? SESCSA Pa. I've seen you around before. Appreciate you stopping by, my friend. So what I gotta figure out on this is I don't want to just draw hair again. Okay, let's go with stuff I do know what I want to do. So I want to give her a big old shoulder pad here. And we're going to give her a big old shoulder pad right here. Kind of like that. Okay, that's pretty weird. Now let's put some spikes on these shoulder pads. Like that. Like that. When you don't know what to do, draw some spikes. That's pretty cool. Now let's clear those a little bit. All right, so we've got 2 rows of spikes now. Put some little shadows on these things. Kind of give them a little bit of weight here. All right, so we got these shoulder pads. Now let's get the shoulder pads. Got to be you're gonna be on the cloth or whatever you call it. They kind of mount it on because this is like hard shell stuff. Kind of mount it like that, and then No. Then what we'll do is we'll give her a... There. There. Now what we'll do is we'll go with the ropes that like tie these shoulder pads together. I want to make them cross up. So we're going to go like this. It's going to be a cross design. Something like that. And let's fix this here. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now, what are we going to do next? We're going to just have her bare arms come out. Got to do something about the breasts. Let's come up with some ideas there first, because that's what's next. Like, what if we made them coming out from underneath these shoulder pads somehow? Like, maybe here. Let me think about these volumetrically. Yeah, okay. So here's how they're going to go. This is going to be super weird. This will be holding them up. Whatever this is. Making it up. Make this a little bigger. Okay. That's holding them up. Here. And then we'll make it tie. That maybe. And then, yeah, then we're going to have, whoops. I want it to look like, I don't know if I can pull that off. Yeah, something like that. So basically, it's like her boobs are getting squished out in between these two things. Why? I don't know. It's just kind of interesting to me. It's like, it looks more unusual and irregular. That's kind of weird. I don't know if it would actually look like that. I think that's a little too much, overdoing it. There we go. So now they look like they're squashed up, getting squashed. And then we're going to squash these ones out. So there, now they're getting, those are getting squished out of there. And then, what the heck, man? Let's fix this a little bit better. Yikes. If my wife was here, I'd get her to help me with the reference for this. But I'll have to do the best I can on my own. So there we go. And then we're going to go like this, and we'll give her one of these thingies. whatever that. I forget. I don't even know what these things are called, man. But it's got to be a lace up. So this thing here. I don't know. How does this thing go? It'd be like that. All right, that works. Now, want to focus on the shadows that would go in between these laces. There we go. And we'll do some stitching like this. We'll get some rendering underneath here. Like that. Some rendering down here. So now this is looking really weird, which is great. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, now let's put a elbow pad on her. There. Forearm. Something like this for her fist. Fix that in a minute. All right, so let's see here. I know what I want to do with her head. I'm going to put a thing like this. So see, this is some kind of a face shield that comes down. Right now she has it pulled up. Okay. We'll work some more on there in a minute. Let's get this done. And she's going to have she's going to be holding a baseball bat. Right there. I won't give it the barbed wire and spikes and stuff because that's I think there's a Harley Quinn version that's her weapon is like a baseball bat with spikes and everything. And so to make my character, what the heck, man? I need to go to the dead pen. Let's switch pens. I'm on the G pen. I usually use the felt pen. Because then I just move it down to like a dead line weight. Let's just work out these knuckles here. We have a circle, triangle, square, and a square. All right, so now we should have more of a semblance of a hand. Let's fix a square part. There we go. There we go. All right. Eight o'clock already. Been going for an hour 41. I'm going to finish this character, though, before we call it a day. Baseball bat. That is not the greatest bat, but it is going to work. And we'll fix it up when we do the silhouettes. All right, so we got that. Then for this, it's going to basically just be like a helmet, I think, here. Let's see, where's her head going? It's here, 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 here. I'll just do that. Bring it up there like this. And let's take this down a little bit there. So there we go, something like that. We can kind of come back here, and I'm going to put a chin strap on her. She's going to have a chin strap on. And then bring that maybe back there. I don't want to make her neck too pronounced, or it's going to start making her look more manly. We don't want to do that. We want to keep the feminine as much as we can. Something like that. There, let's see here. What do we got here? Trying to think if there should be any hair coming out the back of this helmet or anything. It's like, I think the angle's off a little bit on the helmet. It'd be more here. It is off. That looks better already. You know, the helmet would be more like that. Maybe we just bring it in to the chin strap. Let me see what that looks like. No, I don't like that. Let's undo that. That works. Just make the helmet come back that way. Neck. That's cool enough. Let's see here. She only has one elbow pad. This hand and arm, we'll just make it not doing anything. So let's just kind of no, I want to make it like look like it's I think what we want to do for it is kind of design something like that. Like it's about like she's ready to grab something. And then I don't want to put her in underwear because that's too Harley Quinn. She needs to have some like armor. Let's do that before we design this hand so that it works. So let's go with some armor here. Comes down and then here. Okay. And then we're going to make this armor have that. And this will be locked on here. Something like that. We'll put some rivets on this one here. And now she's got a plated armor over her leg. And then we're gonna make it come out for the padding and stuff. Like the straps that hold it on. And then we're gonna do something like this. So kind of make these pants kind of come out like that. Here. Coming around here. We'll give her a belt right here. And then we'll give her a plated protection over the crotch right there. And then plate armor coming for this back leg here. Okay. Why am I spending all this time designing this background character? I don't know, man. But I'm doing it, so, and I'm here. So that's all I know. For this, what we want to do is this. We want to go one piece like a catcher's, gear kind of. Put this padding indication on it. Just making it up as I go. I'll kind of do this to indicate that there's like some padding, some raised surface, some turning of the form. That's pretty cool. And then we'll have her barefoot underneath that. This is part of this is like what do you call that? Like a flip-flop. So it goes like that. Now that leg is not going to be there. Let's just get where this foot is going to be first, and then we can link them up. It's going to be like that. There. And I put her big toe on the wrong side. So let's fix that right away. There we go. All right, so now we got that worked out here. Gonna work that out here. And then this has got to be coming forward. That's coming back. Whoops. We'll put some, she's got this kind of, wait, let's get this ellipse going here. Something like that. And I need to bring this out a little bit more. Yeah, that's fine. I think her legs are too short still, so let's lengthen that. And then in this hand here, what are we gonna do? I think that's it. Just gonna do that. I was thinking of like, oh, maybe I'll give her another weapon. We'll do this, we'll do that, and like, no, we'll just make the hand come off like this, and just not really do anything. Something like that. Just gonna leave that there. All right. Let's put the silhouette value on her, and then we'll do line weights, we'll do shading, and all that stuff, and she'll be done. Oh, and I gotta put her eyeballs in. Or her, her pupils. I'll do that after the line weight. I've got to go to Costco today. They open at 10, so I'm gonna leave at 9:30 and just get there right when it opens. I got to pick up some steaks for my son's birthday. And we're getting closer. I mean, I'm getting closer to having my animation feature finished, to get everything put together. let's just continue this line way here because it's in front of that form. That was terrible. That's fine. I'll take that. Good enough. Undo that. And let's take this line weight all the way up this leg since it is in front. And same thing with his bat. Up there. The number of characters I've created while doing this book, though, this is why it wasn't a waste of time to do all this work on this background character because I've created another character. And who knows, this girl's kind of cool looking. Maybe I'll, at some point in time, she'll get her own story, you know? Or she could get put into the Zombie Command game. So it's never a waste of time, actually, to be constantly, you want to be constantly creating new characters and building up the catalog of characters you create. It baffles me sometimes how, like, there's artists that, like, literally just create only one character in their whole lifetime. How do you even do that? I mean, I can't even go a couple days without creating a new character, you know? So I would say my recommendation is create lots of characters because then that's IP that you own. That's stuff that's yours, you know. That's and you don't know which one's gonna land, you know. You create hundreds of, you know, if you create hundreds of characters, you have a much higher probability that one of them is gonna land and be successful. But if you're only creating like one or two, I mean, now your chances are even lower, you know, because you never know what the breakout star is going to be, you know. It could be anything, really. Actually, let's light this like this. So now we've got a little bit of form here on this. Whatever this designy thing is that I made. It's pretty cool. Darn. Let's see. Let's fix this eyebrow. What is going on here? This eyeball is off. Let's fix that. And let's fix this eyebrow too. Whoops. No. Maybe we'll go. Like that. Now let's just move these eyebrows in a little bit, at least this one. Gonna move it in a little bit here. That's a little too much. Now it's just this one here. I think that's gonna be cool. There we go. I don't know if I like those eyeballs though. She looks, yeah, she's fine. And she was just she just survived the zombie apocalypse. What do you expect, you know? All right, I'm gonna save this. That's gonna do it for the day's stream. I'll be back tomorrow, early evening. There'll be no morning stream tomorrow as gonna be out of town. Let's make sure it's saved. Yes, it is. Appreciate you joining me. I'm signing off, and I'll see you all real soon.